What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel coming to you with a Monday edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize for whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. An awesome betting weekend for me, top to bottom, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, Friday on this video was not good, so I need to pick up my performance on that one, coming off of an 0 for 3 on the video, which is wild because it had been red hot for multiple weeks here leading into it. It's just been an awesome summer, and August has been an absolute movie. Plus, if you saw Lindy's long balls, the short over here on Friday, well, you got 3 for 5 home runs on that, and 3 for 6 total for me for the day. Ended up adding Moniac. But anyway, Lindy's long balls is exclusively going to be on X at Eric Lindquist this week, unless I hear otherwise, because my guy is not going to be able to put some shorts together here during the course of this week. So we'll see kind of what we're able to do with that. But the home run train, we're going to keep that rocking. Obviously, premium Discord. Cashed pick'em guards on Sunday, cashed a bunch of bets. Kansas City came from behind in ridiculous fashion. We got a push on an over 7 in that wind in game there in Chicago. Still thought that they'd get some work done on the base paths. Not even really that overall. There were some dead fly balls there. We'll talk about some wind, and we'll talk about that doubleheader, because I think that's the main thing going on here on this day. Milwaukee and the Cubs. Who would have thunk? This is going to be a gigantic series for them. And yeah, we'll cover a lot of the other nuance. I have 2 games, 4 plays from those 2 games. I'll explain a little bit here. Hey, I'm not here to force plays. I'm here to give you the best that I got every single day, and I'm going to show you what I played already. So that's going to be what we're going to do. Talk to you about the parlay that I put together between the 2 games and why it is that I did it the way that I did. But that's enough about that. Let's just kind of get into this, shall we? As I threw up there before, join the Lindy and Friends Discord. It's been really fun. If you follow me on X at Eric Lindquist, firing off some tweets from time to time. Not trying to be an annoying social media guy, but like, how do I tell the people that I'm pretty good at this? Well, I guess you could do better than Friday's video. That's for damn sure. But overall, if you've been seeing the shorts and the videos over the course of this MLB season, I think you're pretty darn happy. Plus, I like kicking it. We've got a really good crew of people in there. I'm absolutely loving Lannister, my guy CSBRG, I Minneapolis dude. I absolutely love everybody that we've accumulated there. I'm playing pick'em. I'm throwing out bets. I'm doing everything all the live long day to help provide money to my people, and that is what we do there. Check it out. Tails Lindy down at the link below. Let's get to the play, shall we? Oh, yeah. I still don't have any fancy transition, but we're going to talk a lot on the lean section because there's only 2 games that I've bet so far, and I have 4 plays from within them. Only 3 bet tickets, though. And why is that? Well, one of them is a parlay between the 2. A little bit of a teaser. That's what they call this in the industry. But don't need a teaser for this. This is a gigantic series in the NL Central. We've got the Milwaukee Brewers heading to Wrigley Field. Going to be fireworks, dynamo. Can't wait to have afternoon baseball for this game 1. Yeah, it starts before noon on the Pacific time zone, if you will, East Coast. Yeah, you're going to get baseball early, too. We all enjoy that on Mondays at work, especially Mondays at work. Wednesdays, home tight. That's usually the day that we get more of our early games. But we start with Vaughn home run. This guy's been electric boogie, woogie, woogie since getting acquired by Milwaukee. Milwaukee did some very smart things. Develop him out in AAA, get his confidence up, and they've been rock and rolling now. They won 14 straight. We cashed 5. I personally bet them 5 times during that stretch. I bet against them 1 time. We don't want to talk about that one, even though it was the smart thing to do once you got the Miz scratched from that spot in Washington. But that's neither here nor there. You don't care about that. What you care about is why is it that we're looking at Vaughn home run? I'm looking at windfinder.com, and I'm getting a little bit of mixed information about where that wind's going to be. Now, wind does change direction throughout a day. You get the swirls, you get everything else, but the main point is coming off of the lake there, Wrigley Field is the most wind-affected ballpark in baseball. Even a 5-10 mile per hour wind can be a lot. And this has 10, and it's kind of blowing towards the pole right now. But if that moves a little bit in, more of a pitcher's park, a little bit out, more of a hitter's park. And I think right now we're seeing some numbers straddle for this first game because it's Peralta versus Horton, and there is nothing announced for the second game. Now, entering Sunday, Milwaukee was taxed with their bullpen, completely taxed. They ended up having to close out the game on Sunday, much belabored to me and everybody in the Discord, because it's like one of two things I feel like I got wrong all day. I'm not even counting that pick six card in that stupid Little League ballpark, which again, 0.1 units, all live. But Vaughn home run, he has just been so good that even against a guy like Cade Horton, I think it's worth taking a shot. 11% barrel percentage for him, 320 xWOBA, 19.3% K rate, and that's really the big thing for me. Andrew Vaughn, 19.2% strikeout rate. What? The guy's been around like 21, 22%. He is just squaring the ball up now. And it's just fun to watch because he's always gotten the loft 13-degree launch angle, which by Milwaukee Brewer standards is cosmically high, because comically high, if you will, because guys like Yelich just launch it. And then eventually when they do hit it in the air, it's absolutely gone because it's going 110 off the bat. But Vaughn home run, I think I've spoken enough about that. Let's look at game two, though, because this is the one that I do not have any idea what either team is going to be rolling out there. And I have a number of different pitching options for who it could be. I think you get Chad Patrick on the Milwaukee side. I think you get Jameson Taillon. Now, if you've been around me long enough on these videos, and then if you've been in the Discord, I mean, the last couple of years, we've really attacked game twos of doubleheaders because you get some stale lines. You get information on how the ballpark is playing. You get people who aren't reacting in the moment to bullpen arms that get utilized in the first game. You have lineup orders that are going to change game over game. I mean, you get clued in on so much information, including the catchers. Now, books can react to this same information as well, but one thing that's existed for the course of the last few months in my life, the last 6 to 9 months, exchanges. Exchanges like ProfitX, Novig, you're able to post your own lines. You're able to utilize information at other places and make informed decisions. You're able to utilize information on those places, such as high liquidity spots where you see $2,000 plus posted, and you're able to use that information at sportsbooks. So my advice is really tread lightly in game one, and we'll use that information, kind of see how the wind's reacting. And I do expect it to change throughout the day for game two. That was a lot of talk for something that isn't a play yet, isn't a spot there, but Jameson Taillon coming off the IL, the guy was a walking home run giver-upper. So Milwaukee money line, that is hence why we were looking that direction, especially if you get an advantageous, like, I don't know, I could see like a 9.5, 10 total at the open of that one, especially if the wind looks like it's decent in that first game. All right, we move along our merry way. Hit that like button if you could. Spencer Arrighetti. There's vomit on his sweater already. Spencer Arrighetti. He is going to be going up against the Detroit Tigers. This guy's going to get 4 or 5 strikeouts, and he's probably going to give up 4 or 5 runs. That seems to be the Spencer Arrighetti way. However, his peripherals look way better than I expected them to, because I thought I was going to have Green or Carpenter end up on the card. Now, Carpenter has started to get nuked up. He's still a great pick-em option if they open him there, because now we're seeing minus 145s, minus 150s. I couldn't believe some of the prices we got on Carpenter and his availability in pick-em spots there with Green, Green behind him. You have Torres in front of him who just finds ways to get on base. Super high xWOBA, super high walk rate. Gary Carpenter is an awesome target for the 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. But now that it's gotten nuked, I'm looking more at the Riley Green side of things, because Gary Carpenter, despite a 2.9% walk rate, has a 344 xWOBA. I mean, Gary Carpenter does not like to spoil at bats. We'll put it that way. Green, he does get on base and find other ways to be effective at times, although 31.8% K rate, that's not fun. The main reason that I'm keeping him off for now, because Arrighetti, the one thing he will do is induce a lot of swing and miss. We go to Yuri Perez taking on the Cardinals in Miami. Very advantageous pitcher's park. I don't think this one's got a lot in it for me unless Brendan Donovan ends up out. We've seen some personal issues, some other stuff for him where he's been in the lineup, out of the lineup, gets scratched last second because of like little fluke injuries. I'm not sure what to make of everything going on, but when you remove him and add Thomas Sagasi, it changes the projections quite a bit. So for me, pay attention to that. Pay attention to Yuri Perez, because this is one of those extremely volatile situations. If you get him in there, I'm probably not going to be touching this in any way, shape, or form. That is, if you get Brendan Donovan at the top of this lineup leading off, doing his normal stuff. Eugenio Suarez, not Eugenio Suarez, he's going to be playing in this game as well, but Ranger Suarez is going to be on the mound here on the bump for the Phillies, going up against Logan Gilbert. And you really can't take advantage of this total in any way, shape, or form. Super efficient, hyper efficient, with 2 really good pitchers on the mound. But Ranger Suarez hasn't really gotten the swing and miss this season that we kind of come somewhat accustomed to the last 2 years. 22%, 23.2%, now sub 22%. And it's been coming down, down, down in an earlier round. And Sugar, people are still not going down swinging, but he gets outs. He really gets outs. 17 and a half outs is a little bit of a Bikram yoga stretch here. I think 18 and a half major plus money is just a stay away here for the Phillies. Now, Duran, his injury didn't end up as bad as expected. So I still think the Phillies have the bullpen, for the time being, something that they can rely on if need be. But with all the length that they get year in, year out from Sanchez, and with Zach Wheeler out of this rotation, a guy like Ranger Suarez, by the way, if you didn't hear, Wheeler, blood clots, super freaky, hope he's okay. We ended up cashing out our Cy Young tickets because, well, we had to. Got a little bit of a profit on it, but man, those were incredible tickets from Greg Ehrenberg this season. All right, we go next to Trevor Rogers. Speaking of outs and being incredible, he is another one of them. I can't really click on this one at the moment, mainly because it's going to get heavy action. But I think there's going to be a buyback period. I think we're going to see this Boston lineup. I think people are going to see advantageous weather, and I think we might get an opportunity to buy in at some point tomorrow. Now, Trevor Rogers just continually cashes these tickets for us. I mean, I don't know how many. I could actually tell you how many. 1, 2, 3. 3 times that I bet him, 3 for 3, Trevor Rogers over outs. We'll see if we decide to go back to the well here in this regard against Boston. It is a freakier spot. It is juiced now against the best team in a while. I don't know what to make of it right at this second. Projections still like it, but I'm a little bit more trepidatious because as players perform, you see the numbers adjust, and that is the problem here. He is so ridiculously good, though. We got Jack Leiter taking on Kansas City and Kaufman. Kaufman's been playing more hitter-friendly of late. You've seen wind blowing out. We saw them finally put up runs there in an 8th inning to cover that one. Jonathan India goes yard, then Adam Frazier goes yard. I mean, these are not normal guys you see going yard frequently. Pitched around a pretty good job with Vinny Pasquantino, which was unfortunate. That was another one of the 2 things that I got wrong. I got a lot right today, so it's going to be okay. But Jack Leiter, over 2.5 earned runs, something that I'm targeting, but I got enough earned runs plays that we're going to be firing up. We continue on to the last 4-piece square. Dodgers, Colorado, Yamamoto, who absolutely was mowing down the Rockies his last time in Coors Field, 5 innings strong. And then a rain delay came in to salvage what would have been, I took the under of his strikeouts in that spot, and he was going to go comfortably over. Thank you to the rain gods. Bless the rains down in Africa. Banger, absolute banger. Toto, absolute banger. Cincinnati taking on the Angels. By the way, Dodgers 2.5. Maybe I make it -2. I bet I could buy a little bit of both sides of it in an exchange and get Dodgers -1.5 inside of -180. Probably could get something at the 2.5 number closer to like -110, -115. Yeah, I'll entertain it. Anyway, Cincy money line up against the Angels. They have things to play for. The Angels, well, they don't either, but they just got done playing in Oakland in that little league ballpark, went completely nuclear in extras, almost got the craziest home run cash of the season on Lindy's long balls if Taylor Ward had found a way to go yard in that last at-bat that never should have happened. I think he had 2 at-bats, I think, in the inning. Got walked, and then, he hit that ball hard. It somehow stayed in the yard. But we got Brady Singer on the mound. I know he's been better, but I'm still not comfortable clicking on Cincy money line right now. And Victor Medeiros seems all right, but the walks are just crazy, crazy high here at the moment. This might be an Ellie De La Cruz if it's better than +225, +250. Just click the steal button, move along your merry way, and have a great afternoon. Or evening, I guess it's evening for everybody. Carroll home run. He seems good at baseball. Corbin Carroll on another planet here at the moment. So much so that I don't think he's going to be bettable at his opening numbers in Arizona. He comes out of Coors Field. There's a little bit of an adjustment. And Gavin Williams, it's kind of a good spot to be plucking somebody because you're going to see a little bit more movement than you just saw in Coors. And Gavin Williams, he's getting a lot of swing and miss here at the moment, but gave up 2 homers in just 3 innings of work against Miami last time out. I don't know what to make of those limitations here. I don't know if that was anything other than he just sucked for a day. He also came off of going 8 2/3, almost had a ridiculous outing the one before, 126 pitches. So him going 75 pitches doesn't really surprise me all that much. It's just funny that managers still do this stuff and nuke arms like that, but whatever. Arizona's still waiting on their pitcher, although I think it's Zach Gallen. It's just not official, and it's not on the MLB site, and it's not at ESPN or any of my other sites that I like to go to. Rounding it out, Nestor Cortes, 4.5 strikeouts. I know he's dusty. I know he is very, very dusty, but he backed his strikeouts last time out. Boy, did that end up going well. And again, it was like almost automatic. He got all of the swing and miss early, had 6 strikeouts against this very same San Francisco team. And some people will say, Eric, oh, he's facing them again for his second outing in a row. Yeah, the data showing ever so slightly in the earned runs, but it doesn't affect strikeouts whatsoever. And I find that to be a little bit surprising, but you can go on Fangraphs, you can take a look on it. You can also ChatGPT. AI does everything for us these days. So Nestor Cortes, over 4.5 strikeouts, but I'm a little worried that the numbers adjust game over game. Has it opened? Have they opened? Nope, they still haven't opened Nestor Cortes strikeouts. I'm paying attention, always looking. This is my job after all. Also, do you want this to be your job? You have an opportunity, friends, to provide plays of your own, to be able to talk to your audience. If you have a social media following, awesome. Congratulations for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're good at betting, but here's the thing, is that we have great opportunities and great resources and great tools to be able to teach you how to get better at this lovely art we call sports betting. I've been doing it for a long time, been playing DFS even longer, and Be Like Lindy joined Tails today. Would love to have you guys there. Would love to be able to help you become a better bettor as well as we go along your journey. But if you have an opportunity right now to be able to post plays, if you are doing this on a day in, day out basis, you might be what we're looking for. So head to the video description box below. Two links down there, that is. Be Like Lindy joined Tails today. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get to the plays. 16 minutes in. We're just getting to the plays. It's all right. We got 2 games, but they're going to be in depth, and we're going to be firing some stuff. So actually, not a crazy amount of volume because one of them is parlayed together, and I'll explain. But Toronto taking on Pittsburgh. Zach Wheeler blood clots. I brought that up earlier there during the lean section, and it's freaky. It's awful, and obviously we had some amazing value there, but that is not the deal that you deal with when it comes to athletes. Don't be the person who at somebody for losing a bet for you, or saying that you're a mush, or this person sucks, or their girlfriend's ugly. Even if they are, like, be kind and courteous. This is a very cruel world. I love my wife, but Toronto taking on Pittsburgh. Kevin Gausman taking on Paul Skeens. I swear to God, Paul Skeens, mother trucker, could not have an easier walk into the NL Cy Young in a million years. As long as his arm is connected to his body and he doesn't get shelled for 5 or 6 earned runs every outing from now until the end of the year, he's going to win NL Cy Young. So congratulations to Pittsburgh for being able to just wilt away in irrelevance and have Paul Skeens win a 2nd straight NL Cy Young without much discord. But Toronto has everything to play for. And Kevin Gausman, well, I don't love this spot for him as much as what I would expect. And, O'Neal Cruz probably just going to be sitting back, chilling here again because dinged up. Lots of things to be paying attention to in terms of injury news and things of that regard. But that's one lefty you don't have to deal with as much anymore. So that's cool in this spot. I don't know about Paul Skeens taking on Toronto, though. I think the projection is a little bit low on him, and a couple of sites that I really, really trust, Zips, Steamer, places over at Fangraphs. I think Paul Skeens, even in 5 innings, I think this is an advantageous over 1.5 because he's probably going to go out and try to make his case that he's that dude. But can his lineup back him up against Toronto? And then you get 4 innings of baseball on the back half of this, where you get it without Paul Skeens out there. Toronto, with Little coming in, lefty out of the pen, they can make people uncomfortable with their matchups. I like this combination. Toronto money line, I'm not parlaying these together. I played the Toronto money line for a smaller unit amount, but Paul Skeens over 1.5 earned runs open at -130. Right now it's a one-way market. And the reason for that is the outs prop is not available, and it's probably not going to be available for a long time unless they introduce it with a ton of vig, because everybody is going to hang a 15.5, and you're going to have no idea what to do with it when it's -300 to the over and plus 185 to the under, because it's just going to be vigged through the moon. Vigorish, by the way, is what I'm talking about if you don't know. Hopefully you have fun. If it's your first time tuning in, hit that like button as we go to the White Sox taking on Atlanta. Now, I said I parlayed something together. I parlayed Paul Skeens over 1.5 earned runs with Spencer Strider as well. Now, am I going to be backing Spencer Strider? This isn't Atlanta after all. No, friends. This is not yours or mine or my idea of Spencer Strider. 4.69 ERA, 1.36 whip on the season. And we're seeing, I'm not going to call it inspired baseball, but I'm a little surprised to see plus 180 available on the White Sox side at FanDuel at open. FanDuel is a sharper book, but part of this is Gomez. Again, it's not Gomez. It's going to be Homies or Homez, I believe, is the pronunciation when you have the O accent above it. DraftKings didn't even put it out there. I just decided not to put it on there just for the ease of not knowing. I guess you just hold the O button on a MacBook. Whatever. You don't care. I don't care. But I do care about being proper in terms of enunciation. Eric Scooball. See, it took me years to just be able to say his name, and my name's actually Eric, and I've said it wrong forever. But Yandres Gomez, this guy, Homies, if you will, 5 innings pitched, first time got stretched out, got up to 89 pitches on the 12th, but he gets the full 5 days of rest here. And this is a White Sox team that is actually, okay, I'll say it, playing more inspired baseball. Colson Montgomery looks like that dude. Montgomery has just been stole. Benintendi. Robert's still there somehow, some way. Luis Robert Jr. I think this is a great spot to try to take a small stab on the White Sox money line, but that's not all, friends. Spencer Strider over 1.5 earned runs is minus 145 at DraftKings and Onyx odds at open. And what do I do with that? I bet it because I am very positive that that number is going to go up. Coming off of 8, 11, and 7 hits in his last 3 outings, only 2, 6, and 3 strikeouts in his last 3 outings, and 8, 5, and 2 earned runs his last 3, including 3 earned runs last time in San Francisco, or taking on San Francisco and Atlanta. So 4 consecutive, he's gone over this line. I don't care about stuff like that because the White Sox are obviously much worse than a team like Milwaukee, than the Mets, than Kansas. Well, Kansas City, they could probably hold hands to some extent. But Skeens, Strider parlay, White Sox money line, very small unit allocation on that. Toronto money line as well. We go 1 for 2 on either of those dogs. We make a profit here on Monday. Whew, Garland, that was a long one. But if you like Lindy, join Tails today, talked about that. And of course, if you were looking to jump into the Discord, now's a great time because I don't know, I've been on fire for months now, or weeks for sure. Home runs have been off the easy. August has been a movie, as my friend TKTFS Danny would say. So check it all out. 50% off using promo code Tails Lindy below. Whew! I know it was only 2 games, but 4 plays. We covered a lot of ground. That does it for a lofty edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Feeling locked in, not forcing any bets, talking you through what I think is going to be some really nice CLV on a couple of those spots. Hit that like button down below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this slate we have before us. Home run plays will still get posted over on X at Eric Lindquist, so follow me there for Lindy's long balls. Now up over the 13-unit mark on the season. Been tracking it all the live long day. Oh, it's been an awesome MLB season. I don't want it to end. And we'll talk a little bit about NFL plans because NFL, I think I'm going to be scaling it down a little bit year over year and making sure that I stay focused on the MLB because the MLB, I think, has been making people a lot of money. So I want to stay focused in these streets any way that I can. But from a fantasy perspective, certainly going to be playing NFL with everybody else. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Monday. See ya.